Well, hello, welcome back, family. Today, we're going to talk about the roles of your partner if you're looking for a marriage partner. And we're going to find out what some of the things you should consider when picking a mate. Okay, first of all, we know that the role of a husband, we know that the husband is the leader of the family, he's the head of the family. Now, and he's the spiritual head of the family, the teacher. So that's one thing. If you're one of those independent modern women, you might want to think about that because the man is the head of the household. He's the head. He leads the household, and your job as a wife is to follow. Now, if you have trouble following someone or submitting to someone, then maybe marriage is not the place for you. Maybe you should just consider being a girlfriend for the rest of your life, because that's part of marriage, knowing your role. Because God has have established a role. It's Jesus. I call him Yahshua, but the world call him Jesus. There's Yahshua, there's man, and there's woman. And why is it in that order? Because God made man first. He made man first, and he gave the man the information. So he told the man to dominate and work the garden. He made the man first. So he made the man the head. Then he created the woman and presented her to Adam. Adam was first. And one thing I didn't know, I mean, this might be a little off the subject, but Adam is not his name. Adam Adam means dark man. Dark no, Adam means dark earth. So when God made Adam out of the dirt, he called him Adam, dark earth. Okay, back on subject. Sorry about that. Um, like like I said, the husband is the leader, the wife follows, and the husband is the provider, the guard, and protector of the family. It's the man's job to protect his family, keep them safe from all outside influences. And the woman is to submit to him, submit to his authority, and I can say her role is to protect her children, to guard over her children, protect her children. And the husband, the Bible told the husband to love your wife. He was told to love your wife and do not harm them. Do not harm your wife. I mean, there's men out here like to beat you up and and say all kind of horrible things to you, treat you any kind of horrible way. You're harming your wife. And when you harm your wife, because you and your wife, when you get married, you become one. And if you're harming your wife, you basically harming yourself. So why would you want to beat someone and destroy someone and just break down someone that you said you love? You can't love someone and hurt them too. That's that doesn't go together. And wives, um, your job is to respect your husband. Respect your husband. Honor your husband. Support your husband. That's your job. And like I said, the husband is the spiritual head of the family, the teacher. You're supposed to have devotions, and your husband is supposed to be the spiritual leader. Supposed to be the teacher of those spiritual things. And if you have a husband that, well, like I said, this is what you look for before you're married. So if you have someone who don't like to pray, don't like to spend time in the presence of the Lord, and I read his Bible, then how can he be the spiritual head? How can he be the spiritual teacher? If those things are important to you, then don't consider this person, because you are going to be um, dissatisfied with them. You know, once those little stars leave your eyes, and you take off your rose-colored glasses and you see this person for what they really are, then you're not going to be a happy camper. You don't. And if you are a Christian and you marry somebody like this and you decide you don't want to be with them no more, the scripture says a woman is bound to her husband for the rest of her life. So if you divorce your husband, in God's eyes, you're still married. And if you marry somebody else, you're committing adultery. So do not waste this precious opportunity of getting married. Don't take it lightly. If you are a Christian, now if you out here in the world, you can marry 5, 6, 7, 8. Then there's no limit on how many times you can get married. But if you are in Christ and you are seriously in Christ, then you can't get married again unless your husband dies. You know, don't get in silly ideas and kill your husband, but you're bound to him until he dies. So you wasted an opportunity, a precious opportunity, by deciding to marry the wrong person. So don't do that. I'm sorry. Ooh, what else can we talk about? The husband, he's supposed to provide all the things necessary to have a family. He's supposed to provide the house, the food. First of all, you have a job. Have a job and keep a job. And provide a home and food, clothing, everything a family needs. You provide those things. And a wife, when your husband provide all those things, your job, if he give you a house, turn it into a home. He bring home the groceries, turn it into a meal. And if you want children, take that sperm and turn it into a baby. I mean, your job is like you're a receiver. Your husband give, you receive, and you multiply it and give it back. That's what you're a receiver. And this goes for men and women. And don't overlook red flags. Don't overlook red flags. Pay attention. Pay attention to what they say, what they do, how they act. You take them out in public. How do they act in public? How do they carry themselves? How do they perform out in public? And don't make excuses for their shortcomings. Don't make excuses for them. You know, some women, oh, he just had a bad day. That's why he punched me in the eye. No, don't make excuses for this person. And like I say, I'm telling you look at all these things before you marry him. Don't wait till after you marry him, then start looking for it. But always look for red flags in everything and don't overlook them. No matter how minor you think that red flag is, don't overlook it. And if this man or if this potential partner does not possess the qualities that you are looking for in a spouse, then just leave them where they are. I mean, a lot of people say, well, I married her because she had potential, or I married him because he had potential. No, really? Really? Because they had potential. Potential to do what? Beat you up, cheat on you, lie, manipulate. What potential did you see? Really? So that would be a waste of time. If they don't have the qualities you look for, keep moving. And like I said, get those stars out of your eyes. Think with your head, not your heart. Because your heart is a dark and deceitful thing. It will guide you into all kind of wrong things. You can't trust your heart. It can't be trusted. Use your head. If you can't reason or make decisions for yourself, go to somebody, ask somebody with more experience than you, somebody older, and explain your situation to them and see what they say, because they do not have any vested interest in the situation, so they can give you a clear picture, clear idea of what this person is about. If you are a Christian, go to your pastor and talk with your pastor. Tell them what you're into. Now, if you're dating someone that's not a Christian too, then you're wrong right from the jump. But the Bible tells you not to be unequally yoked. And what does that mean? That means if you're a Christian, you're not evenly yoked. You shouldn't even be in a relationship with someone that's not a Christian. Now, if you're not a Christian, go to somebody and see if you've been missing red flags. And if you've been missing red flags, then before you start having sex with a person, don't have sex with a person until you get to know them. It's best not to have sex with them until you're married. But don't have sex with someone, because if you do, you just muddy the water. You won't be able to see clearly. You won't be able to see clearly anymore. So get to know this person. And kind of like what Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? When you're looking for a partner, you don't marry somebody because you love them. I mean, that can be part of the equation, but don't let that be the only reason you marry somebody, because you love them. They got to have more than love. You got to have more than love. Okay? At least you should want to have more than love. Now, if you're satisfied with nothing, then, hey, that's up to you. You do you. But if you are a wise woman, you will want more than that out of life. You will want more than that for yourself and your potential children. Right? And for women single women with children, or maybe you've been married before and you have children, be careful about who you bring into your home. Be careful. Don't just bring anybody into your home. If you have children, you should not introduce this man to your children for at least a year. You should be in a relationship with him for at least a year before you introduce this man to your children. Because you don't know anything about this man. You have not checked him out. You have not asked around about him. And no, find out something about this man. And don't ask his family because they're gonna lie for him too. But do your research. I mean, these days you can go online and find out anything you want to find out about a person. So do that. Don't he could be a sex offender. He could be a murderer. No, these days you can go to prison for murder and just stay in there about 10 years and get out. Used to be, sometimes you go in and stay in for life, but these days you don't. Depending on the situation, how full the jail is. So don't do this. Don't do this. Don't let anybody harm your children. You are the protector of your children. If you haven't have children and you looking for a relationship, you are the protector of your children. You are the front line of your children. Don't bring somebody in there that's going to destroy your children. Because they don't care about this. They really don't care about your children. They would tell you they do, but they don't have any emotional ties with your children. They don't have any love really for your children. They may have conditional love, but they don't have unconditional love for your kids like you do. They're not going to feel the same way about your kids as you do. And don't fall for that lie if they say they do, because they don't. They don't. So protect your children and keep this a man or this. And if you're a single father with raising your children, keep this woman away from your children. Find out who she is, what she's about, before you introduce her to your children. I mean, that makes sense, right? And if you with somebody, if you meet somebody and they have a lot of issues, a lot of baggage, a lot of things going on in their lives, if they're not, and you bring it to light to them, you sit down and talk. So, well, you got a lot of things going on here. I mean, how you gonna make a relationship work? How you gonna make a marriage work when you got all these things going on? And if they're not willing to even admit that they have a problem, then they're not going to do anything about it. So if they're not willing to admit they have these issues and these problems, if they're not willing to seek out help for this problem, and if they're not willing to change, then leave this person where you found them. Because you're going to end up dumping them anyway. You're going to end up divorcing them anyway, because you're not going to be happy with them. Because you already know from the beginning they got too many problems, too many issues, and you're gonna end up dumping them anyway. And if this person have a drug or alcohol problem, they're not marriage material. They're not marriage material. I mean, if they can't even control, and if they don't have any kind of self-control and able to control their addiction, then how can they get a job? How can they provide for you? How can they be the leader of the home? They can't keep a job. They can't pay bills. They can't be there for you. I mean, they have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer you, so why would you go there? I mean, these are things, some of these things I'm telling you, I've learned the hard way. I've learned the hard way. A lot of this stuff I'm talking to you about, I know firsthand. So I'm not telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. Um, and why would you want to commit to someone that that don't know who they are? They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they want out of life. They just live for today. And they don't know anything about being a husband. They don't know anything about being a wife. They don't care to know anything about it. I don't know why people like that want to be married, but they do. But why would you commit yourself to this person? You are standing before God, taking vows, and committing your life to this person. And if this person not able to um, if the two of you are not able to build each other up, make each other better people, and grow together, then you're committing yourself to a lost cause. And especially a person with a drug problem, they can't help you. They can't help build you up. They should go drag you down in the gutter with them. Or somebody that like to punch women, beat women, emotionally um, abusive, physically abusive. How they gonna build you up? They're gonna beat you down. They're gonna kill you. You know, these days women just as violent as men. So how can you feel good? How did this person build you up, make you stronger, and they criticizing you, calling you all kind of names, calling you dumb, stupid, moron, crazy, and beating you upside the head anytime they feel like it? How is that gonna build you up? I don't think so. And you're gonna marry this person, you're gonna be with this person anyway because you love them. Love ain't got nothing to do with that. That's not love. And if that's your definition of love, then you need to go get some help. Then you need to be the one sticking out what love is. So and excuse me. And if you're dissatisfied with the kind of person you keep meeting over and over again, it doesn't seem like you just keep meeting the same person, but with a different face over and over and over again. Why is that? That tells you there's something inside of you that's attracting those kind of people. So you need to stay clear of a relationship and spend some time with yourself. Find out who you are. Maybe you don't know who you are. Find out who you are. You may be one of those people pleasers that changes like a chameleon to please people and to do whatever it takes to get attention and approval. Maybe you're one of those kind of people, but spend time with yourself. Get to know who you are. Get to know what you want, where are you going, what you need. Get to know you. And if you find that you got issues, go to counseling. Don't be afraid to go get some counseling. Because especially if you keep meeting the same person, that the same person that you don't like over and over again, then you need to go find some counseling because it's you. You're picking these kind of people. whatever level you are in life, that's the kind of person you're gonna meet somebody on that same level that you are on. So there's something in you that's not healed, and it evidently is making you lower your standards. It's making you look for love in all the wrong places, and it's making you accept people that's not acceptable. So spend some time working on you, and don't try to look for people that's on a higher level than you are. You know, you hear these ladies saying, "I want a high quality man, high value man," and you down there on the bottom. I mean, really? You think a high value man gonna want to commit himself to you, and you down there, you beneath him? No. I mean, he'll sleep with you. He'll play with you. But when it comes to being serious, you can't hang with him because he is out of your league. You don't have the same things in common. You don't have the same goals. You don't have the same vision. And how you gonna hang with him? You know, you're making minimum wage, and you dropped out of school in the 10th grade, or you barely made it out of school. You don't have a higher education, and you gotta think let's say a doctor are gonna want to be with you. What do you have to offer him? What is it about you that would attract him to you? Hmm? Think about that. And if you now switch the roles, if you were the doctor and this man, he making minimum wage, and he's out there in the street, and he doesn't have education, don't seem to be going anywhere. Would you choose him? Would you choose you if you were in a higher bracket? Would you choose you? Probably not. So if you were at a higher bracket and you wouldn't choose yourself at the lower bracket, why do you think anybody else would choose you? Work on yourself. Go back to, if you didn't finish school, go back to school, finish school. Go get your education. I mean, these days, you don't even have to go to the physical building. You can go online and get a degree. Be willing to work on yourself. Be willing to put some work into yourself. And be the person that you want to marry. Be the person that you want to marry. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to marry? And be that person. I know that's asking a lot, but if you want a lot, you got to give a lot. Right? I said right. If you're one of those people that just willing to accept any Joe Blow that comes along, then don't worry about it. Um, what else? I know that's a lot of information. I know it is, but no, these are things you should consider. Don't just go out and um and marry somebody without thinking about these things, because you're not you're not gonna be happy. I tell you that right now. You're not going to be happy. You might be for a little while, and then next thing you know, You're not gonna be happy. I mean, look at the marriages in Hollywood. All the rich people there. You would think they could get along. I mean, what is it? Britney Spears and her husband been married 47 days, and they already getting a divorce. 47 days. You didn't know what you were. Was she that blind that she didn't see what she was marrying? Or was he that blind that he didn't see what he was marrying? They didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking about that, talking about that. How can you be married 47 days and you're already getting a divorce? But a lot of them doing that. So save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble. And do what is right. And a lot of things now, I hear a lot of Christian women and some men too saying they gotta wait and wait to God send them a husband or God send them a wife. God ain't gonna send you no husband, no wife, so you can pick the wrong, so you can marry him and then blame him for it. He might put you in a position where there's men or women available, but he's not gonna pick that person for you. That's why he gave you a brain. He gave you a brain. He gave you the ability to reason, think things out. He's not gonna say this person is for you. Pick that person. No, he's not. You're gonna be single for a long time, but that's what you're waiting for. So use your head, use your brain, and reason things out. And don't sit back and wait for God to send you somebody, because he's not going to send you nobody. I tell you that right now. Like I said, he'll put you in a situation where you can meet somebody, meet people, meet available people, but he might direct you to go to, I don't know, this Christian concert, and you meet somebody there, but he's not going to tell you this is the person for you. Marry them. But I know that's a lot of information, a lot of stuff to digest. But put a lot of thought into your action. Don't be so desperate to get a husband. Don't be so desperate to get a wife. Use your head. Think with your head, not your heart, because the heart is deceitful. And do not overlook red flags. And look for somebody that's going to build you up and treat you right and treat your family right. Take your time. Take your time. Marriage is not the answer. No, I don't know why people are so desperate to get married that they overlook everything just to have that ring. That ring means nothing. It's what's in that person's life, who that person is, and what they want, where they're going, and if they know God. That's the main thing. If a person is not willing to know God and don't want to know God, then they're wrong right from the jump. They're wrong. So if you like this content, subscribe to it. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, like it, and share us. I do have another YouTube channel. It's called Rise Up. It's more relaxed than this channel. In this channel, I give a lot of life issues. We talk about some serious stuff sometimes. But in the other channel, we're a little more relaxed. So if you like us, subscribe and leave a comment. I really do want to know what you people think. I mean, you don't need to leave comments. I really like to know what you think. Okay? So until next time, be blessed.